Today we're going to be talking about how I started a clothing brand. I'm an 18-year-old dude from Auckland, New Zealand, and I have a clothing label called Bittersweet. Currently I'm selling about 95% of my stock with each release. I've sold out of my last 2 releases. Before that I started with a print-on-demand service. So let's get around to how I started. So it all started with a cheeky little Instagram post, a couple designs I designed. Now these designs were uber successful. I had all of my friends and peers commenting saying they wanted me to print them. I went to my local print shop, got some mock-ups, and what else was there to do other than model them myself, daddy. Now at the time I was working full time and it took me a little bit over a week to realize that I didn't exactly have the clout to buy tens of hundreds of t-shirts. So I did a little bit of research, a little bit of looking, and I came across this little website called Printful. Now what Printful is a print-on-demand service. They use a printing method called DTG, an often expensive form of printing, but turns out really good quality and is a lot better than other methods such as vinyl, as it actually is printed inside the t-shirt, the ink. Now the great thing about Printful was they have an awesome integration with a few other website hosting services such as Shopify. And of course I'd heard a little bit about Shopify, and if you're looking into this then you should too. And it integrates exactly with Shopify to create a really smooth system that tracks your inventory, or lack of inventory to say. And when Printful ships out their orders to your customers in a drop shipping type of way, Shopify automatically fulfills it. So it's really helpful if you're a busy man. Now with Printful I was really successful in being able to get a huge amount of different designs and bang them out just really quickly. If I had a design in mind, I could test it out on my Instagram, post it up there, see how people are feeling about it, and then have it on the website within an hour. So there was a real lack of procrastination or hesitation when it comes to testing out new designs and releases, which brings me to my next step in the journey of starting my streetwear brand. I live in New Zealand and we have a local wholesaler called aliascolour. These guys are really well known within New Zealand and Australia just throughout for having really great quality garments such as jackets, singlets, shirts, hats, shorts, tees, sweats, pants, bags, fucking accessories. So quite often you'll find people buying just single items from them, but then they also do wholesale prices. So let's say you wanted to buy 1 t-shirt, that's $24. Let's say you want to buy 10 t-shirts, that goes down to $14.
Quick maths.
Now they have a really awesome collection. I'll put their link down in the bio. I'll put their link down in the description below so you can check them out yourself and see what I'm talking about. So with the long-term brand in mind, I decided to ditch Printful because it seems to be more of a get rich quick kind of scheme. You'll see a lot of fan bases and niche products on Printful being used for drop shipping. And obviously you can get quite wealthy using that scheme if you know how to advertise properly on Facebook and Instagram, but I'm no expert in that, so I'm not going to dive further into that topic. What my mission was to create a streetwear lifestyle brand, one that's meant to last decades, generations. So with that in mind, of course, I decided to start off with a wholesaler if I ever wanted to get into cut and sew. Now the great thing about going local is that you really have accessibility with your products throughout the production process. I was able to try on the t-shirts, feel the materials, go see the embroidery. Not only this, but I actually got to film the process, which really communicates trust and transparency with your fans. However, once again, I like to keep my prices reasonable, and by using aliascolour, their pricing was just a little bit too high for the quality they were supplying. 1 month later, factoring in this, I decided to look overseas for my manufacturers. So after hours and days of searching on Alibaba, I managed to find these guys in Pakistan who were happy to make me 30 hoodies for about $8.75 US each. But that was just the hoodie blanks themselves. But it was quite cool being able to get my own custom blanks. I wasn't buying from any well-known wholesaler and I was getting them for about Gildan price. And better quality nonetheless. So here's a few examples of some of the hoodies that I got from these guys. Please consider that the embroidery was done locally and the embroidered patches on the shoulder there were actually imported from the US dollars and were almost as much as the hoodie each.
Boom.
And I bought those from Net Pro Patches, really quality and detailed patches. So to me, going overseas was a real risk, but in all honesty I had no other options. I couldn't afford using the same wholesale service for my hoodies as I did for my t-shirts, as I just didn't have the money. So it was like a last resort sort of thing, but it really paid off, which shows sometimes you just need to take risks in this game. I'd like to elaborate on all these points further in the series. However, in this episode I just wanted to touch on a bit of everything. So that's how I started, and now we'll get through to why I do this. So when I was a little 13-year-old kid, I was really inspired by the big fashion brands within my country, New Zealand. So a lot of them actually came from Australia and hit us real hard with trends such as drop crotch pants, drop tail t-shirts, snapbacks, 5-panel camper caps. I was all over all of it. And ever since then I've just been real hit with how much fashion can impact someone's life, especially the younger generation. I believe those people that have a similar mindset to myself actually use their way of dressing as a way to tell their story, as cheesy as it sounds. So when I put those designs on Printful and I sold over 10 or 11 t-shirts on my first day, that's when I knew I had struck something. And the feeling that it gave me to have people buying and wearing my designs, that's when I knew this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. So that's enough about me. I want to hear what you have to say. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and I'll answer them in the next video. Let me know what you'd like to see next. I'm probably going to elaborate one by one on the steps I took to create the brand with each video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you enjoyed this series, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.